Welcome to an introduction on one-point perspective. First, let's gather our supplies. You'll need a triangle, a T-square, paper, pencil, and for today's purposes, a square template. First thing you want to do is draw your horizon line, and this is where you're going to want to use your T-square. Line your paper up nice and neat on the edge of your paper. Make sure that your T-square slides nicely, and you want to draw a parallel line on the bottom portion of your paper. This represents the horizon line. That's where the earth meets the sky. One important thing is to keep those lines parallel, almost like a pair of train tracks. Second step is to add your vanishing point. This will come in handy later. Next, we want to use our paper template, and we're going to draw a square in the sky. Again, make sure these lines are as parallel as you can get them. Think of train tracks. Go ahead and sketch that square. The next step is to grab a straight edge. A ruler or even your triangle works for this. An important thing to remember is when you're doing this, you want to always start from your vanishing point and make sure you use a straight edge and keep those lines nice and straight. So you'll notice I have my pencil on my vanishing point. I'm going to draw a nice straight line. I'm going to pivot that straight edge and draw my next straight line. Come over and get that last corner and draw my last straight line. So you can see my box is starting to take shape. The next step would be to determine how deep your box is. So I'm going to use my triangle for this. First step is to make sure this is lined up nice and even with the bottom of your paper. And then when you're happy with that, go ahead and draw a vertical line. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm starting from the edge of my paper this time. Again, lining it up nice and neat and even, starting from that corner and drawing over that way. So you can see my box, or my cube rather, is starting to take shape. I can come in and erase these additional lines that are outside of my cube, because I don't really need those anymore. I could even erase my vanishing point. A couple things you could do is add some background information. Anytime you overlap images, it automatically gives your drawing more depth. So I'm adding a cloud here. Maybe I have a cloud going off the edge of the paper here. You could also add something in the foreground. Maybe there's a very large tree that's very close to the viewer here. You couldn't see the horizon line through that, however. You could also use size variation. Maybe there are several trees in the background. All of these are important tips for an artist to know if they really enjoy drawing realistically.